think it works now. Okay, I had to fix my mic. Testing, testing. Alright, guys. So today's GTA show and tell is just going to be my garage. Some cars and stuff I own. Um, I'm not going to explain. I guess I can start with here. I discovered how cool this car was by racing with it, and it was all stock, and I thought it just looked cool. But when I saw all the customizations and I saw all the shit I can do with it, when I bought it, um, I just had to have it. I just had to have it like this, and I'm not selling it because it's not worth selling because, for one, the sell price is a lot less than the price that it is to buy. So, I kind of got fucked over there. But in the same extent, this is kind of a good car, so I kind of didn't get fucked over. But I think it's good to buy cars and keep them because then the more you'll have. You know what I mean? Moving on, we have. By the way, this is called the Gradi Cheetah, which is actually a Ferrari. Now this is called I believe it's called the Hermes, but you can buy it on Southern San Andreas Autosport or whatever, and it should be right here. The Albany Hermes, and basically it looks like a Mercury and a Hudson. Anyway, I got this very sexy and very good paint job on it. As you guys can see, this is a very good paint job on this car. I like how the black is just there. It just doesn't look good, but when you look close into it, you can see the deceiving hot pink, which just makes this car just look so fantastic. And the flames are on there just because. The secondary color with it's also chrome, so that's pretty cool. Next is my chrome-plated Oppressor Mark II. Now I'm working on getting the Oppressor Mark I. I'm not going to tell you much about this, but I'm going to show you guys what it's like to drive and fly some of these. Anyway, it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of cool. I'm not going to really go into the story of how I got this, but, it took, I had to grind. I currently also, by the way, guys, grinding season, it's double cash, double RP. Highly recommend getting on the grind. I've been doing that all morning. I'm dead broke, but I was able to buy quite a bit. And moving on, we have this Ennis Stanford, which is a Rolls Royce. It looks like a Rolls Royce. And I like it. I like Rolls Royce cars. I have it with the $ rims with the white wall tire. I have the windows tinted in the interior. I have it whited out, or I whitened out the interior, so it's pretty cool. It's pretty good. Over here is the in game. They call this the Impande Deluxo, which I hate calling it that, but basically, for the real name of this car, it is a DMC-12 from 1982. It is, in other words, called a DeLorean. I got it is all chrome plated, and it's just a beautiful piece of work here. But yeah, the real name of this is a DeLorean. And so some of these cars have more practical uses. This one is flying and blowing shit up. It makes the game a lot easier. Then we have my nice little lowrider over here. Now the interior work is where it's at, but if you actually come around back, I don't know if you guys can see this very well because of where it's located. But if you actually look down there, the placeholder for for my license plate are palm trees. That's pretty cool. There are speakers. There's speakers right there, and there's even the San Andreas plaque, and I got the nice zebra interior. Now I'm going to be doing a separate review on all these cars, I'll review all these cars in a bit. So anyway, we have where the dials are. I have nice little decals on those, and I have a dice as a shifter. I have a Jason Voorhees, it looks like, bobblehead. But although I've never seen a Jason movie or Friday the 13th movie where Jason's wielding a chainsaw, but it's kind of cool. It's Friday the 13th. This is one of my favorite franchises as a movie film. I have a pretty cool looking steering wheel. Also, I have if you guys look up, you'll see those two bars. This is actually a roll cage for stunt one in case I get into a major wreck in this thing from the hydraulics, just as a safety feature. That way, this entire car just doesn't get destroyed. I have a nice chrome secondary, so I have a chrome spoiler on there. Also, this dusty stuff is part of the paint job, which I kind of don't like, but it makes it unique. Also, I have nice Benny's custom rims. It looks kind of awkward. This is just like there just to be there, but it looks pretty good in my opinion. I might change the colors to be more like this, but for the most part, I really do like it. Anyway, moving on. We have the Ocelot Stormberg. Now, the reason why I'm calling it the Stormberg, I don't know. Now, for instance, this could be a Dodge. It could be a number of cars I can think of put together because it looks like there's different front end and different rear end. It's just, but it looks a little bit like a Dodge on the rear end, a Dodge Charger. But it just doesn't have that entire, it doesn't have the entirety of it. But anyway, this looks to me like a Lamborghini, to be totally honest. It kind of, because it says the Ocelot, I can't find another car that's like this. The only car I could get very close to it in terms of looks would be let me find it. In terms of looks, it'd probably just be a Lamborghini style car. It looks quite like this. It looks like the Picasso Infernus a little. I don't know, it just has much different. I don't know. I really don't know. It's like it's one of a kind car. There's not a duplicate. Kind of like the DeLorean, how there's no other DeLorean that doesn't fly. The only DeLorean in the game has to fly. And this is the only whatever it is of this car. I don't know the name of the car. Since it's made by Ocelot, which is a weird brand, I'm not quite sure what Ocelot is supposed to be, so. And then moving next up is actually, as in Torno, in white, hasn't been modified yet. I hope to modify it, then I'll get back with you guys, and I'll show you guys the modified look to it. Alright, so first we're going to test drive the Ferrari. Also guys, here's my new outfit. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I call this outfit the Pro. And, I really like this outfit. I really do. I like the blue inner shirt, and I like the, I don't know, I just like how it's all just put together. I think it looks really nice. I think I really do like the cream style suit. It's kind of like a white, but I don't know. If you guys know what I mean by cream, the color. You find color a lot when you're, working on your cars. It's by the white colors. It's at the very bottom. Anyway, so we'll have this car. It's a pretty good speed. This is the Ferrari. It looks like an 80s Ferrari. Now this car is built for performance, and it's a very practical, high-speed performance car in the sports brand without it being too overly ridiculous, and a decent price range. You know. I'm thinking about getting the Impressor Mark 1 as my motorcycle. But, and I mean, this is a really nice car. Oh, Forgot. There's going to be a unique thing I do with all these cars. I'm going to open them all up and kind of just give you a little look around them. I think we'll do it back here. No, there's not enough room. This is a neat little area too over here. But I'd say we're gonna go ahead and go over here. Go down to vehicles. Open this entire thing up. So, also another cool feature is the headlights. They actually come up. I'll show you that actually right now. And turn on the headlights. Pretty nice. And in the rear, we have our engine block. And it's been painted over for no reason, just because I wanted to waste extra cash. Over there, that little shelf right there is custom. I don't know what it is, part of the fender, I think. That's what the customization was called for it. Apart from everything else, this car is pretty self-explanatory how I built this car from the modifications. Especially the livery, the pinstripe, kind of made it out to just kind of be this kind of car. Here's the interior. It looks very similar to the DeLorean, the dash and all that. It looks very similar to the DeLorean, just has the Grotti logo put on. And when we drive around like this, we're going to look very ridiculous, but, you know. Next up, there's our Hudson, which basically, you know, Mercury and Hudson looking car. And I really think you can kind of see what I mean by a very pretty paint job. It looks kind of like a lowrider too. So we're on our little test drive here. There's a custom exhaust, by the way, down there. Ooh, look at that Pontiac right there. And the nice little chrome secondary color in this kind of gives it a nice little vibrant color to just like contrast off of this very sexy purplish color. Although it is a hot pink, which kind of has a purple contrast when properly mixed with the black. Then it has its more brighter hot pink. Then it has its more darker black, you know, element in it. So it's like 3 colors in one, and it just looks so fucking perfect. This is my actual all original design for this car. You know, so anyone wants to know how to make this car, leave a comment and I'll give you guys a tutorial on what parts and you know, customizations you want. And if you guys don't have certain paints like chrome, I can help you. I can boost that for you. So, you know, if you need help, my gamer tag is SM36415 for further reference through the video. So, like I said, this is going to be the only time I'll be talking about that. Moving back on to the car, coming out of it, it has its own custom interior. So it's completely unique in the inside. There is the fuel. Then, you know, they have all that. And it's kind of unique. It's got this weird interior. I've never seen an interior quite like this in another car, and you can't customize it either. Nice little you know, engine there. This is a V8 engine. When I counted the pistons, it turned out to be a V8. This is a pretty big fucking trunk. You can fit a lot of shit in this. Although in the game they don't utilize the trunk. Which would be kind of cool if you can put, you know, hydraulics and speakers or some cool little customization back there like you could in Lowriders. Because, you know, this is a very cool little car and it reminds me of a Lowrider. So it does have a unique feature. Now this feature is on a few other rifles, on a few other cars. So if you actually look at the suspension, it rises when you drive, and then it kind of comes down whenever you stop the car. So it's kind of a bit of a lowrider. You know, it's a unique feature. I think this car looks very nice, and I think I would totally recommend it. Fun story on how I got it. I actually got it for free one year. It was a highly anticipated Christmas year, and Isaac was there when I got this car, and it was fucking great. And I told him that this car was coming out. He didn't believe me, so I said, you know, I kept telling him about it. Then I got it for free. Then I'm like, dude, you know that sexy car I was telling you about, bruh? Here it is. And then like, holy shit, dude, you know, kind of radio going on there. Next up on our list here is the suppressor. Now I'm not going to tell you the full story of how I got it because you know, it's very boring. But may I give a good shout out to my boy Isaiah. His gamer tag is Isaiah. Hang on, let me find the actual name. His gamer tag is, hang on. No, because I did sure that I'd give him a shout out in one of my videos. He's like, he's a fucking bro. It's Isaiah 1I, and this dude is my bro. Like, he's my fucking dude. All right, so you know, you guys, when you guys see videos and I have the oppressor, you have him to thank because of that content I won't be able to bring you guys. Anyway, it kind of flies pretty fast and it's kind of weird. I kind of like it. I was kind of skeptical of it at first, you know, because now it's like an oppressor that can actually fly. The original oppressor kind of glides, and I think that's kind of unique. And I would kind of really like to have an original oppressor as like a motorcycle instead of just a flying bike to give you a perspective. But this thing also has a boost, which the original oppressor also has. Yeah, this thing's pretty nice. I have the explosive MGs, which are basically explosive output rounds coming from the heavy MG. And this thing's pretty fucking fun to just fly around. Even in first person, looking at this thing is just like, I don't know, man, it's something out of a fucking sci-fi movies. Here we go. So it goes backwards and it goes forwards. I don't know. This car, like when you get it, you'll hate it, but you know, I like it. I haven't got bored of it quite yet. Alright, the Rolls Royce. Now I'll tell you the backstory to this car in just a bit. This has a little bit more of an interesting backstory. Damn. if the song Gin and Juice was playing, we'd have to sing along and drive the Rolls Royce. And that's actually kind of a good reference to actually a great movie. It's called Down on Earth. Anyway, apart from that, um, here's a good little look at it. It's a pretty unique car. Now, the headlights. I guess the unique feature of this car is the headlight feature. So look, when you first hit it, then you have all those little lights right there. It's kind of cool. Uh, you know, kind of bright, and it's just a kind of a little cool feature. Um, yeah, I'm just gonna turn them on, and then open up our car. Well, this has a pretty unique, you know. So the backstory behind this car, it's not really that big of a backstory there, but let's see, can I find it? I rebought one of my more favorite cars in the game, which was the Grotti Turismo Classic, which is a Ferrari from the 80s, which is this. And let me tell you something, I kind of like the car, I kind of did it, I kind of had mixed feelings on it. Well, I fucking sold it, and I bought a Rolls Royce. I think it was worth the sale, because this is a goddamn Rolls Royce. You know? So another unique part about this car is the hood. It opens up from these two sides, and it's just like, there's not many cars in this game that do that, that I'm aware of at the moment. And I'm guessing cars like, you know, where can I find them? Like this may have that kind of a feature, maybe as a customization or something. But more or less, I think maybe on this, I'm not positive, don't quote me on this or the other car, but you know, also another fun fact for no reason, I actually own the Ocelot Swinger, which is this car, which if you're a very big fan of Austin Powers, this is what I think. This is a car in Austin Powers, so I believe. And did someone just shoot at my car? I heard like a glass bottle break or something. Another unique feature on this car is actually the trim right here is a nice old-fashioned kind of trim, and you know, if you actually look closely, you'll see the outlining of the dials and shit are gold. It's a pretty cool feature, and also the rear view mirror is actually located on the dash instead of up there. It's located down there. It's kind of a little cool feature. It's not really something that's too surprising or too insane, but I like it. It's a neat little car. Right here, a Rolls Royce, and you can be driving in style. In the game, this car is called the Stanford, and you know, it has a somewhat unique story of how I got it. As I sold a car that I kind of liked, actually. Now, fun fact, this story kind of ties in to our next one on the list, which is the DMC-12, or the DeLorean. Excuse me. And this car I have probably like the longest history with in the game, or the most interesting history with this car in the game. Okay, so basically the first time I got it is when it was brand spanking new, and it cost for me like $4 million, I believe was the time. And because I didn't do the Doomsday Heist, I bought the facility and everything, I bought shark cards. Alright, and I had it with the crew color on, and it was just fucking sexy, dude. And, you know, the DeLorean just looked fucking nice, and it looked sexy with my crew color, because it was like that nice baby blue kind of color. Well, anyway, me and Isaac sell our DeLoreans. He actually got his DeLorean before I did, mind you. And he sold his, and I sold mine. And we bought some cars. One of the cars I bought was the Grotti Turismo Classic, which was the car that I recently sold to get the Stanford. So that's where that ties in at. Anyway, I wanted it back, and I got it back. And, you know, me and Isaac made a video called rags to DeLoreans because we love the song "Rags to Riches." And what's more, what's more than riches besides a DeLorean? So, we thought it was kind of funny. We're going to grind our way up to get a DeLorean. And, it worked. I got another DeLorean. Then a few months later, the nightclub update comes out. And fucking, I have my DeLorean in this little garage. You can only store one little car in this little garage. And it's in your nightclub. And anyway, when you put in a new vehicle, it deletes that entire vehicle. I accidentally drove the worst car to replace a DeLorean with. Is the Faggio. Now the Faggio, I know. Don't ask why I was riding the Faggio. I was doing it as a fucking joke, and I wanted a place to store it. And my nightclub was right here. Little did I know the DeLorean was in there. And it gave me some bullshit, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. About, space is full. And so I'm like, alright, man, maybe it will transfer it to another garage. But anyway, I want my DeLorean, which the Faggio is right here. It's this piece of shit that only for stuff for $5,000. And anyway, so I want the DeLorean back, or at least I want my DeLorean. So I call it in, see if it blew up or something. Didn't do that. I called everywhere. I called the impound, I called this, I called that. I called my assistant to see if it was in the impound. And, it wasn't. So I called Morris Mutual. I called my mechanic. Searched every garage. And it just wasn't there. And so it deleted my DeLorean. I actually made a video on my channel. You can actually go there and watch it. It was one of my rant videos. And I explained that entire story. Well, anyway, I got super fucking pissed, and I stopped playing GTA for a long time. And anyway, recently, I bought some shark cards. I got me a DeLorean back. Ouch. Anyway, this unique DeLorean features optional minigun, missiles. One of the more cool features, one of the more, unique features are the gull-wing doors. Which, and the gull-wing doors are just sexy. Now back there, in real life, the engine bay is located right here. And it's pretty sexy of a car. This is where the trunk is, and that's where you fill the gas. It's right there in real life. Anyway, this car is just amazing. Now, what makes it so special is it can fucking fly. May I say, this car may just be my most favorite in the entire game. So anyway, had to get some kind of a pink underlighting with that chrome, make it look really 80s and shit like that, and I wanted it in chrome. I might save up to get another one for you guys and make it all original and shit. Anyway, the rims are chrome, the entire thing's chrome, primary and secondary. I have some customizations that make it my primary and secondary color on like the skirts and shit like that, so I kind of like it all chrome. In my opinion, it just kind of works that way. Alright, now let me just call the police off of me. Alright, who do I go to for that again? Lester, that's his name. How did I forget that?
Hello. What trouble. No problem.
Well, anyway, there's kind of a famous thing I have to say. Where we're going, we don't need roads. And if you've ever watched Back to the Future, it's a reference to that. Anyway, I love listening to 80s music in this car, and it's just great. Next. Now, this is going to be a big, observations. Now, I've already shown you the interior of the car, so I don't think I have to, overdo that anymore. I'll just skim over it. You guys already seen it, so, this car, for a lowrider, is quite fast. Lowriders, keep in mind, it's just low and slow. The front license plate I have custom. The Patriot, because I am a patriot. America, fuck yeah. I got San Andreas horn. Now, this. I'm not going to take it off because I don't want any copyright. I believe you can play 30 minutes of the song. But I just kind of wanted to improvise that for you guys. So, I'll make a video on how to make this if you guys want to. So this, I got the inside of the engine all painted up. It's pretty good looking too. I have, all this cool shit. I got the Benny's custom rims and such. In the back, I have maximum hydraulic quad pumps. I got max speakers in the back. I got, most of my shit maxed out. I've already shown you a lot of the unique features, especially the palm tree license plate holder, which I think is pretty cool. But here's a better look at it for you guys, if you would like. So that's pretty cool. Also, guys, out of subject completely, I have an explosive sniper and an explosive shotgun. I have pretty much everything you'd ever want in this game. You know what I mean? For combat and shit. The practicality of this is for car shows. Lowrider car shows especially, to go with theme. Because, when you're rich, you want to participate in shit like that. Anyway, the interior is la-da-da-da-da, you've already seen it. But for the most part, oh, damn, son. Anyway. It kind of just, man. Anyway, it's quite cool. I like the hydraulics of this car. This car, you know what? We're gonna skip this car. We're gonna do that one last. We'll do the Zentorno, although I just kind of bought it with some leftover cash. And if you guys really like the Zentorno being in my possession, which I don't think many people would care really, you would have my bro Isaiah to thank for helping me grind for this. So the only two that this can open up are the damn doors. It's really just a Lamborghini. The thing drives pretty fast. I'm not gonna say it's the world's fastest, but anyway, this is kind of just like my high-speed sports car that was like new aged. Yes! Who Needs You? I love this song. I kind of just bought this car. I mean, there's not much of a story here at all. It's a good looking car. I'm going to save up my money and trick it out. Next, this car. You see the paint and you say, wow. See the underlights and you're like, dedicated. But most importantly, you see the car and you're like, damn. This is the Ocelot, whatever it's called, the Stormberg. This thing is a submarine car. I don't know the official name of it, so if anyone knows, would you kindly leave a comment in the comment section below. And if anyone caught that reference, this is a underwater car. Basically, it works underwater. Would you kindly is a Bioshock reference, which in the first Bioshock, the characters has, I'm not going to go into it, but would you kindly is a popular phrase in that game. Anyway, the city takes place underwater, so kind of keeping it with that underwater theme. And also in Bioshock, there's these things called bathyspheres, which basically are little submersibles, and this thing is basically a car that can transform into a submersible. Anyway, apart from the fact that I talk too much, we do have the it's a pretty cool looking car. Now I'm going to show you guys a cool little trick. This is why I want to save it for last, so I don't want to have to drive all the way back to do the Zentorno when I could have just done it in like 5 seconds, because there's not much to talk about the Zentorno. But there's a lot to talk about here. Now, as a quick little aspect, this is what it looks like with all the shit off of it, all the doors. Like I said, it just opens up the doors. Nothing much, actually. There's not many customization options, but there's like enough. This car has all kinds of cool uses. For one, I mean, it's sexy, and you can just race it all day, and you can make it look pretty good, as like I did. It's got missiles. Fun fact: you actually don't have to buy the missiles. You see, because when I got it, and the machine guns, you don't have to pay for them. Also, cool little mini feature with this car. The machine guns are right there, whereas the missiles are down here. I think that's pretty fucking cool. That opens up like that. I don't know, it just seems like something out of a James Bond movie. I don't know, it just feels pretty cool to own this thing, really. I guess that's one of the practicality reasons. Also, I mean, like the DeLorean, you can fly in insane areas where people can't find you. Or this is the complete opposite. You rely on the water. Now, normally you'd suffocate underwater, but with this thing, it's a submersible. It's a submarine. It doesn't quite work the same way. So, for instance, the car is pretty fast. Faster than the DeLorean. So, and the DeLorean can get up to pretty fast too. But just to give you some perspective there, that this car is very fast. Also, when you first hit water, the car is not actually disabled like normal cars. But in order for it to move around, you gotta transform it into this pretty cool submersible. And the paint still stays. One of the cooler other features is the underlights to the car. They still technically work. So you have to be very close to the seafloor to really get that effect. Let me just get close enough, I'd say. You actually see the underlights, they actually still work. If you actually saw that, I don't know if you guys did. We'll try it again. don't know, do you guys see the under... I don't know if you guys can... I don't know. They still work. I've seen them work before, so... Ooh. Kansas. But then we have this. Tennis court. To the tennis court. Went up like, yeah. I like this song. I do. I won't lie to you guys. I actually like this song. To the tennis court. Went up like, yeah. There you go. Now I can switch to this song. Win-win. Alright. This car has some versatility in the underwater. Not only can you shoot torpedoes, but I can kind of get it to somewhat stop at the seafloor, which if you have a hot babe in the car, would make for an interesting setting for a nice little underwater date. You know, this will eliminate all competition, as you are now the most interesting of all the competition. Anyway, it also just makes for some pretty cool little, you know, underwater exploration and a pretty... If you're going to do anything, why don't you do it in style? Now, I'm going to actually make a very bold claim here. This is more superior than the actual submarine in the game. This car is better than than the Kraken. And I will give you a reason why. And the number one reason, this has guns. This also can hold 2 people. This can also a land vehicle. This car / thing also has, auto-locking missiles from the, from when you're driving compared to the underwater torpedoes. And the cool factor with this is heavily increasable. Also, this thing's lighter, and it just, it's weird. I know I like it, and you can actually customize this. So, those are my reasons why. But this has the most versatility against that, for all the right reasons. So I'd say buy this, save your money and buy this, than the actual Kraken, unless you just want the Kraken for looks, and unless you just don't want to waste the extra cash. But I would recommend wasting the extra cash for this thing, because you can still park this in your garage, and it comes with the missiles, so you don't have to buy them. Now many people are like, well, what makes that so special? Well, with the DeLorean, you have to pay $200,000 extra, and you need to get an Avenger to do that, which costs a lot of extra money. So it's kind of a bit of a pain in the ass to get missiles and machine guns for the DeLorean. Or this, it's not that much of a pain in the ass, just buy it. So, just to give you some perspective there. Also, the car has a sleek, cutting-edge design with the rear, with the rear, and it looks really nice. Especially this car really does shine, especially when you're running for pearlescence to be your whole paint job, which basically, is what I'm running here. The entire paint job is a pearlescent color, and the way you do that is making it all black, a metallic black. And then you go to your pearlescent, choose the color that's the most vibrant to you. Also, you can kind of just turn it in, and it's got this pretty cool little animation. Oh no, I like it. I like this car. I would totally give this car a 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10 positive review. Many people are going to tell you, well, why do you want it? Why do you need it? There's not much in the oceans of Grand Theft Auto And I guess that's primarily one of the few concerns with this vehicle, is if it's really a waste and if it's really worth it. But I'm telling you, yes, the car is definitely worth it. I mean, for one, why would you want a flying car? You know, why do you want to, well, I mean, it's a DeLorean, I guess that's why, but, you know, that has the most practicality, is because it's a DeLorean, but this is a pretty sexy car, and you can still flex on people with this vehicle, and, you know, and this car has just so much positive shit to say. I think I've said too much for it, though. However, it would be kind of nice to update the interior. Actually, let me check. Let me see if I can. Because I would like to update this interior. Make it kind of pretty. I guess one of the few flaws with this is, as a car, there's not much real practicality for it. I mean, it's just fast and it has guns. But I guess one of the more practical things for it is the rockets. You know, most you know, vehicles and armored vehicles, actually, like the Night Shark, don't have the missiles, and you have to pay a lot extra. Well, no. I mean, well, no, it's cheaper, but it just has the you know, the armor plating and all that. I don't know how much you'll rack out with cash, but my point is, this thing, it has a lot of versatility, and it's quite unique, and not many cars are quite like this. It is a little expensive. It's cheaper than the DeLorean in all the right ways. I believe the hang on, we'll go over this in just a second. You know, if you guys look at this color, I mean, this is a sexy car. I mean, believe me, like, look at this. This is sexy, let's be honest. I'm not quite sure about the underlights. I don't think those fit it quite well, but I do think that the paint job quite works with this vehicle. The armor's, I don't know. Restore, let's see if we can do the interior. Nope. Come on, I am taking that emblem off. You know, I guess one other thing about this car that makes this so great is the nice little paints you can get for them. So, you see what I mean? I know it's unique. It's different. It's cool. If I sell it, it's worth a pretty good amount. I'm obviously not doing that, though. This car is just really great. Alright. Now let's talk about it being somewhat almost at an equal playing field to the DeLorean. Now, I'm not sure if this thing has infinite missiles or limited missiles. I know that the DeLorean definitely has limited missiles, but I'm not quite sure about this. I'll have to give you guys a further update video, maybe as like a side fact while I'm killing AIs or something in this game. Anyway, like I said, I have nothing but positive shit to say about this car. And it's just such a great little car. Even now, when you go into passive mode, those little guns actually go away. And now watch, when it enables, keep in mind where the machine guns are at, which are those little nudges, those little weird triangle things. They come out. I don't know, it's such a cool little feature. I don't know, this car is very unique. I don't think you could get it in any other form without the extra shit. So when you do get it, you get the full value out of it. And I really like that idea. I also like the fact that it looks so great in these vibrant colors. And I'm also sure you can probably find some better colors too. But for me, this is what rocks for this car. And I'm never changing the colors to this either. I really hope you guys like this video. Oh, before we leave, I kind of wanted to show you guys a comparison to the DeLorean. And I don't have the trade price for the Stormberg. Alright. The maximum price is less than the trade price for the DeLorean. So to give you a perspective of the trade price for this, go for this. It's definitely going to be worth it. The fact that the Kanjale tank at its trade price is less than a DeLorean, it's quite crazy. It just goes to show you how much you really want the DeLorean. And it is highly expensive, and it's regarded maybe to some extent not quite worth the extra money. But I would argue it is. I don't know, the DeLorean, it's a DeLorean. You know what I mean? It's when I first saw it, I had to have it because DeLoreans are my most favorite cars. And I don't know if anyone here knows that, but I do. I love DeLoreans. But you know, when you also, by the way, P.S. When you first buy this car, the Oppressor Mark II, it comes in this nice blue. So if you guys are a fan of that blue, like I am, it does come in that. Also, it's on sale, and I was hoping I'd get the trade price for it. But, you know. I don't know what the hell that shit was just now. I think it was this, right? I don't know, that shit's ear rape. I'm sorry. Here's the original Oppressor. I am also gonna buy it because I kind of like the look to it here. You know, I don't know. It just says 80s all over it, 80s fantasy. You know, so I kind of want to get it, and I probably am going to get it. And I hear there's a. I would actually argue that the original Oppressor is better than the Oppressor Mark II, but you know, when I have both, I can just kind of compare them and maybe do a. I think that'd be a unique little video to make there. Because I can easily get the first Oppressor easily within like a few minutes with my buddy. It can help me grind for it. But anyway, I would really like for you guys to please comment, like, subscribe, share if you guys think this is interesting, or if you know anyone else who would really like to see my videos, or you know, another special shout out would be to my buddy Ronan Fuller. He's just my dude. Me and him built a shelf a few days ago, and it's pretty cool. It's in my man cave downstairs. Personal life, I'm trying to rebuild after an incident. So I think working on the man cave as a project is a very good way for me to get past current events in my life. I'm not gonna go over it in video. You know, I'm gonna leave that private life out of my YouTube. I'm not gonna let it get in the way of my career here. Maybe if I have a career. I don't have a career yet, but you know, if you guys really like my videos, please support me. I'm honestly, you know, trying to make it here. I'm trying to make it pretty big in the GTA YouTube community. I'm a few years late, of course, but please support if you would like. Also, let me know in the comments another thing, or maybe another video, if you really like this new look I came up with. I think it's pretty cool because it symbolizes, you know, something regular, but not quite regular of me. Something that I'm not. I'm not regular to the system. I'm regular in my own kind of way. You know, so that's kind of cool. I have explosive shells, and I have you know explosive rounds. I mean, I have hollow points and shit like that. So I mean, like, you know, kind of just, you know, doing my own little thing here. I don't know why it's going to fire this, but you know what? Maybe we'll end this video with a little bit of combat. Did that dude just say I didn't belong here? To eat me some. I was gonna eat me some snacks. Nah, let me come back at those dudes. Oh man, look at that AK look on there, man. I like that look. I love this damn game. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe, whatever. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.